Hello, everyone. So thank you again for making it out here today for the LinkedIn Rock Your Profile workshop. This workshop is part of the Employee SBC event happening on Wednesday, March 10th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. Ashley, you can change the slide, please. The goal of the Employee SBC event is to match English-speaking Black Quebecois with employees in tech, healthcare, education, public administration, and finance. We're doing this because according to the 2016 Canadian census, the employment rate of the English-speaking Black community was 13.5%, but the total population was 7.2%. So we're really happy for you to be here today and to have Valerie from LinkedIn here to show us how to upgrade our LinkedIn profiles. So if you're an English-speaking Black Quebecois looking for a job or more information in any of these 5 sectors, there's a link in the chat where you can register for the event on March 10th to connect with employers. But first, I'd like to welcome Valerie. Valerie, the virtual floor is yours. We're here to learn. Yeah. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, I'm just going to move over and share my screen real quick. And whoops, let's see. Hopefully you can see this now. Can you see my screen well?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. I'm really happy to be here and thank you so much. I'm glad that you're all able to join. I'm hoping that by the end of this presentation, you'll have a better understanding of how valuable and important having a fully outfitted LinkedIn profile can be when you're starting to look for a job. So we have already covered the introductions. We're going to cover a lot of ground here. We'll be talking about building your profile, building a professional network, how you use that network to connect to job opportunities, and then finding jobs on LinkedIn. And we'll have a little time at the end for questions and answers, but I'll just start right into it now. I want to just really quickly start by telling you that the vision of LinkedIn as a company is to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. And when you have a LinkedIn profile, you become a member. We currently have over 700 million members globally for LinkedIn. Actually, this number is pretty old. It's about 740 plus million. But through that membership, we're able to gather a lot of data on skills and companies and jobs, which help us to be able to give information to you to find the jobs that you're seeking. In Canada, 90% of your entire workforce is a LinkedIn member, and it's got one of the highest adoption rates of any country on the globe. But this level of membership gives us great insights about Canada's economy and their labor market, and that's important to you because it lets you know what kinds of skills are needed in a particular area and what kinds of jobs and opportunities are out there, and certainly trends. So that's just a quick overall of what the point of LinkedIn is all about. But I want to also let you know that millions of hiring managers and recruiters are looking to LinkedIn to help them find talent. So organizations are actually going to be looking at your profile to learn more about you before your first interview. And this is why it's so critically important to get your profile right. You want to present the best message, an authentic message, something that's true, but something that's really engaging as well. So 20.5 million people on LinkedIn are hired through their connections every year. You might have seen on the flyer that went out that every minute, 3 people are hired through LinkedIn. They don't just apply to jobs, they connect to jobs on LinkedIn. So regardless of how a hiring manager first learns about you, as I just said earlier, they're most likely going to be checking out your profile before deciding to bring you in for an interview. So how do we help you in this particular program right now? Well, the first thing that we're going to talk about is developing a professional brand. This is extremely important. You want to think about your brand as how you market yourself. If you were a product, you would have, if when you're bringing forth a new product, there's a lot that goes into marketing that product to the community so that they understand what it's about, what it does, etc. You're essentially doing the same thing here on your LinkedIn profile. You're wanting to create a strong professional brand that's memorable and engaging to colleagues, peers, and certainly hiring managers. So right off the bat, you need to understand that your profile is not your resume. There are really big differences between them. And if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you're meeting somebody for the first time that might be in a position to hire you, you wouldn't just go into your bag and pull out a resume. You'd want to talk to that person a little bit and give them more insight as to who you are. A lot of people will put their resume on their LinkedIn profile, and there's actually a place for that, but it's just so much more. You want to be able to introduce yourself, let people know what drives you, and how what drives you works with your skills and accomplishments and expertise to make you a more interesting and more desirable candidate. You're speaking also to all employers on your LinkedIn profile, not just one you're submitting a resume to, because your profile is on the web. You are very searchable. So anybody who might potentially hire you in the future, or people that you don't even know, or companies you don't know about, they have the ability to find you as well. So this is a message that's going out to everyone. And it encourages interaction, I should say. So the obvious start here is a photo. You want to take a really great photo. It's the first thing that a hiring manager is going to see, and it does not need to be a professional photo. You can actually just take a good photo with your phone, but you want to make sure that it's clear and that it's friendly and you seem welcoming. So make sure you smile, and you're the subject here. So this really isn't the place for you to post a picture of you with your dog or you with your family. This is very different from a Facebook profile. So you want to just put yourself out there, and it should be recent. We change without even knowing it. If you have a LinkedIn profile right now and your picture is 2 years old, it's time to change your picture. Now, your headline requires some real thought. Your headline is the single piece of information that will accompany your profile when you show up on someone's feed. And you will show up on their feed because maybe you've posted something on your LinkedIn profile, and so who you're connected with will be able to see that. And certainly to hiring managers that are looking for you. So many people will use their headline to indicate their job title and company, or just to state what kind of job that you're looking for. But you want to give some thought, maybe, as to how you can communicate that and grab a little bit more attention. And this particular slide here shows, for example, this person here indicates that they're a curriculum designer / facilitator. And that's perfectly accurate, and it's true. But while it's a little hard to see this here, at the bottom, you can see this person is a project coordinator, but they've also added passionate advocate for team building and creativity. So you can see how adding just a bit more personal information about that person's values and what propels them in their work gives a bit more interest to that person. So you might want to think about how you can change your headline or build a headline that incorporates that as well. Your values are simply your passions. the underlying theme that drives your professional and personal decisions. So learning to articulate your values will help you to align to opportunities. This again, I'm talking about your headline. In my life, my underlying value is that I really like to help people, but how do I connect that to what I do? So I add helping people develop job skills with LinkedIn Learning. So when I go into my profile, you'll see my picture, and this is the headline that's going to appear right next to it. Summary or about on your profile is one of the most important portions of your profile. Actually, your picture, your headline, and your summary take up the top third of your profile page. And that's the real estate that is viewed most often by prospective employers. So you really, really want to make sure that you're getting this right. Now, a lot of people use this area to put their resume, and it's really missing a great opportunity to make a more personal connection in this space. So remember, this has got to be an authentic representation of who you are. You want to put your best foot forward, and you don't want to impress with your skills and knowledge only. You want to show what kind of a person you are. So consider the checkpoints that are on this slide. The first couple of sentences would be about who you are. The next 3 to 5 sentences about your experience and top skills and key passions. And the third, or the final 1 to 2 sentences about your future goals and how other members can engage with you. So if you read here, he starts by saying, I'm a dynamic speaker, program manager, and social impact practitioner, and diversity and inclusion advocate. And then he starts talking about what he does. I'm a natural bridge builder, someone who brings together disparate groups, ideas and communities to create programs and systems that serve the greater good, and goes on to talk about what it is he does, what is important to him. And so this gives a hiring manager an opportunity to know more about who you are before they even bring you in for an interview. And I cannot tell you how valuable this is. This really promotes you or markets you much better than just a dry resume of, job skills and job histories. There, and as I say, there is a place on your profile to add that. When you're editing your profile, you want to make sure that you include information that's important, such as where you live and adding work and volunteer experience, education, samples of your work if you own them. Please do keep in mind that if you have done work at a company that you created all your own, it may not belong to you. It may belong to the company. So make sure that whatever you might post to illustrate a sample of your work is something that you own. And certainly recommendations. And it might feel awkward to ask, but believe me, recommendation requests are made every day by colleagues, leaders, directors, managers who have some knowledge of your work. First, you would contact that person and write a letter of recommendation, asking them, to write a letter of recommendation for you. And you might even include a sample letter of what you're looking for. They'll appreciate it. And most of the time they want to help. We'll talk about that a little bit more as well. But you want to fill in your profile as much as you can to give as much information about who you are, again, as a professional and your experience in whatever industry or interest that you might have. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is connecting to the professional world. Your connections are the lifeblood of finding work in the marketplace. What you're going to need to do is build a professional network by discovering existing connections, searching for new connections, and expanding your network strategically. You may have heard the expression, no network, no work. Well, it's actually true. Your chances of getting an interview or offer are much higher if you're referred. In fact, 50% of hires result from a personal connection. And LinkedIn members are 4 times more likely to get hired when they're referred. And referrals happen on LinkedIn all the time. I'm going to share with you what that kind of looks like. This is actually a diagram of how you might get started, or what your network connection looks like. Here you are, and you know 3 people. We call these first degree connections because these are people you've already known. These are people you have a relationship with. But second degree connections are people that you don't necessarily know, but your first degree connections do. So they are, your first degree connections can be critically important in connecting to you with second degree connections. And then beyond that, you can connect with those second degree connections and what we call third degree connections by their friends and colleagues. I'll give you a quick example of how this worked in my life. This is actually a true story. In 2012, I was looking for a job. Here I was, and I was interested in a particular company, and I had my own network of first degree connections, and they did not work at the company that I was looking for, but one of my connections knew somebody who did. So I asked my connection if she would introduce me on LinkedIn to this second degree connection, which she did. And through him and his connection to a hiring manager at that organization, I was able to secure a job. So again, I didn't know anybody, but I was able to connect through a series of first, second, and third degree connections to the job that I was looking for. So if you're at a conference or a mixer or a party and you walk into that environment with a networking strategy to make the right connections, you might ask the host about specific people at the network conference or mixer. You'd ask them for introductions to those specific people, or you might check out name tags that include titles and companies and introduce yourself. You need to think of LinkedIn just like that kind of a social network opportunity. Think about how you want to meet somebody, or the people that you want to meet, people you have something in common with, people who have a job or work at a company that interests you, people who might be able to connect you to somebody who can help you achieve your goals. And then you think about how you might start a conversation. Obviously, you're going to tell them who you are and how they came across their profile and how they can help you. And then, I'm sorry, I apologize. You want to also make sure you tell them how you can help them. There's always that with them element. What's in it for me? So in addition to telling them how they can help you, let them know how you'd be able to help them. So you're going to start with people you already know. These are friends and family, current and former colleagues, current and former managers. And you'll be clicking on My Network at the top navigation bar of your LinkedIn profile. And it's going to feed you some names of people that you might already know. And these people are going to be fed by the information you've put on your profile of places that you've worked before and associations you might belong to. But you're able to go into the search bar right up here and type in the names of friends and families or people that you might be interested in, and it will find those people, and then you can connect to them there. The more people that you add to your connections, the more people LinkedIn is going to feed to you. So you'll be able to grow your network really quickly. In searching for new connections, you can apply filters that help you find people outside of your immediate network. You need to be seeing connections with these second degree people at all as well. You'll note that under each name, you will see what connections you have in common. So when you go to a second degree connection, you'll be able to see, for example, here, this is a second degree potential connection, and you have 9 different people that you have in common that are mutual friends or colleagues with this person. So you can actually reach out to one of these people and ask for an introduction to this person, or you can simply send a connection request indicating that you have this person in common and that you wanted to connect with them as well. I'm going to move on here to the next slide. So a good way to connect with people you've never met before is to customize a connection request. Now, there's a default connection request whenever you're connecting. It's something like, hi, my name is such and such, and I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. But I highly recommend that you personalize this. You're able to do this, and this is going to get a much better response. As you can see here, this person has said, I found your profile through our mutual connection, Rob. I'm currently exploring career paths in technology industry and admire your experience. I would love to join your network. Most LinkedIn members often or always respond to a request for a referral, and more than 60% of the workforce has referred someone to work at their company. So while it might feel a little uncomfortable or nerve-wracking to connect with somebody for this purpose, it really is a professional norm that might just lead to your next career. So make sure that you're not ignoring second-degree connections as you start building your network. So just like in personal life, you do need to make an effort to keep your relationships growing. It involves an investment in your time and sharing of your thoughts, finding commonalities to help each other be successful. So you don't want to just put your profile together and build your network and then forget about it for the next month or so. You want to be spending time in your profile every day, every week at least. You're going to be investing your time with connections, requesting informational interviews, etc. I'll show you that in a moment. Like and share things with people that you have in common. Join groups and give testimonials and recommendations to others. So one of the ways that you can keep building a professional brand and a relationship with your first degree connections is by engaging with them on a professional basis through LinkedIn. One of the easiest ways to do that is to ask for an informational interview. This is particularly helpful as you're searching for a job because it reminds these people that you're part of their connection and keeps your interests and your commonalities, present in their mind. So the purpose of an informational interview is to gain advice on your career path, to learn about an industry you're interested in, learn about a specific company you'd like to work for, and continuing to establish your professional brand. So you see here that this person is reaching out to their connection. Hi, I'm currently exploring a career in communications. Would you be available for 20-minute chat over the phone in person in the next few weeks? And if because they're a first degree connection, because they do have a bond started or a relationship that's already started, this person is likely to be able to help them in this way. You can advance search filters to find what's important to you, searching for relevant content for yourself and your community to like and post on your LinkedIn profile. Posting fresh content on your profile on a regular basis is a great way to solidify your brand and build a strong presence on LinkedIn. So you don't want to just be somebody people search for or somebody that they have in their connections, but you want to be continuing to show up in their daily feed so that they can see that you're active and they're reminded of what's important to you, and alerted to things that you might find interesting. Your name and your headline is going to appear every time you post somebody, and the more they see you, the more top of mind you are. Certainly, you want to join groups. Groups provide you with ways of expanding your network easily with like-minded or organizationally related individuals. So you can consider joining alumni groups with your school or training programs and other professionals in your industries. You can search for groups. There are hundreds of them on LinkedIn, and find the ones that are of interest to you or ones that would be relevant to your career goals and areas of your interest. So again, when you're joining groups, you have the ability to go in and meet other people and connect that way. And it's very, very important that you ask for referrals. As I said earlier, 60% of the workforce has referred someone to work at their company. I've actually referred 5, and 2 of those people that I referred were hired. When you're looking at companies you want to work for, make a note of the people that you're connected to that work there. This can be surprising, actually, as you're looking for, if you're looking for a company and you put them in your job search. When they show up, it will show you who within that company you already know. So if you know somebody there, definitely take advantage of it. A well-crafted message explaining why you're interested in the role and asking for a referral is something done by job seekers every day. Many companies offer their employees bonuses for referring winning candidates, so don't be afraid to ask. Actually, LinkedIn has that policy, so you get a bonus if you refer somebody who winds up getting hired. Be sure to thank them, and as in this message, open the door for your connection to ask for more information from you. So again, she starts in a friendly manner. Hope you're doing well. I saw that FixedX is hiring, and I'm interested in applying. So she starts asking if there's information that he can share about the organization. You can ask for an introduction, etc. But getting that connection to sort of work on your behalf within his company can be very, very important to you. And you want to stay informed. This is through professional and industry news. You can follow a company's page. Simply search for them under companies in the search box and follow the company that you're interested in, with all of the news that they are coming out with and trends and product launches. Make sure that you do this. If you do wind up getting an interview with a company that you're following, that you're interested in, having a lot of information about that company is going to help you in the interview process. Your hiring manager is going to know that you've taken the time to really learn about that organization and what is important to them and what they're looking for and their products. You can also gain insight by following LinkedIn influencers. So there are a number of people that are listed in influencers on your LinkedIn profile. You can go through that list and follow specific people. Whoa, sorry about that. And follow specific people that are great influences in your industry. So people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and that kind of thing. These people can give you information about an entire industry or cultural information that just ensure that you're staying up to speed in the business world around you. And in addition to gaining industry insights and staying informed on what matters to you, you can also leverage LinkedIn to find out what you care about. So make sure that you're always staying informed. This is a really important thing for you to do in your professional life. And LinkedIn does give you a lot of opportunity to do that right within your profile. So the next thing is getting hired. So the first thing you're going to be able to do is apply for jobs on LinkedIn. And if you haven't done that before, I do have a link that we're going to give out at the end of this presentation that is to an unlocked course on LinkedIn Learning that's going to go through all of this in a bit more detail to show you how to do some of these things in a more deep fashion than what I'm able to do with the slides. But you will be searching for jobs on LinkedIn. You can set career interests, review jobs you might be interested in, using your network, following companies. You want to apply actively. Find where you want to work and discover who works there before you apply. You can let employers and recruiters know you are actively looking for a job by setting yourself as an open candidate and updating your career interests right on your LinkedIn profile. So you can let them know that you're actively applying for a project manager role. You can change where specifically you're looking for, full-time, part-time, whatever. But once you've changed that and made that visible to hiring managers, they will find you and they'll be able to see whether or not what they have matches what you're looking for. And you can search for jobs by keywords or titles, job companies, location, function, industry, experience level, just a myriad of different filters that you can use to find just what you're looking for. And you'll see here, for example, whoops, that in one of these, I'm so sorry, one of these jobs showed up and you're able to see that you've got 7 connections here. This is kind of hard to see at the bottom here, but it'll give you the job description. You can apply directly through LinkedIn, or you can apply through their website. But you can also save this particular job so that you can refer to it regularly, keep on top of how it's going, follow up with them, and it will let you know when it's no longer posted as well. Reviewing your jobs daily through jobs you might be interested in by clicking on the job icons at the top of your navigation bar, based on your job preferences, profiles, companies you follow. The more information you give to your profile, the more you use LinkedIn, the more accurate job recommendations you're going to receive. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Referrals, again, are a great way to get your foot in the door. So if you have a connection to a company you would like to work for, by all means, ask them for an introduction or referral. And you can see here, this is highlighted, 13 connections at this particular organization. So if this is a job that you're interested in, you can get a leg up on other candidates by asking your referrals to keep you in mind or to help you gain insight into the job or to introduce you to the hiring manager. So when you're applying for jobs, you'll see easy apply or apply on the company website. I already sort of went over that, but you can actually do this on the go as well by using the LinkedIn job search mobile app, which you can download. So just to recap, we're talking about building a professional brand, expanding your network, investing time on your LinkedIn profile, setting career interests and job alerts, and definitely stay curious. That's really the end of my presentation here. I want to show you, however, really quickly, my LinkedIn profile and where you find some of these things. So right up here is the jobs area that I was talking about. So you can go in here and start searching by job name and the city or state. Let's say I'm interested in Google. And whoops, not Google, Google. And these are the jobs that are available at Google. And I actually have a couple of connections here. So if I'm interested, I can contact one or both of them and ask them to give me insight into the job or an introduction. And so these are the various jobs that are available. I can click on them and get more information about what the job is, apply for it through LinkedIn, or I can go to their website and apply. But then here are the filters that I'm able to use to refine my search to more specific job interests that I might have. And I also just want to show you on your profile, this is where you can, once you've created your basic profile, here you've got my picture, my headline, helping people develop job skills with LinkedIn Learning. This is the about section that I was talking about, the summary. So this gives you the information about me that hopefully a hiring manager is going to find a bit more intriguing than just my resume. Activity, here's where I add my experience. And this is basically where my resume goes. So, you know, you can add that with the adding the icons for the company that you worked with, and licenses and certifications, volunteer experience, skills and endorsements. And the video that I'm sending you, or the link to the video that I'm sending you, is going to give you more information about what you need to be doing to get endorsements and to get recommendations. But here are the recommendations I have. And imagine, if you will, a hiring manager is going into my profile. They're interested. They want to learn a bit more about me. And they're able to take a look at colleagues or friends who are knowledgeable about my work, who have made introductions. It's very, or recommendations. This is very helpful and valuable to you as you're doing your job search. So hopefully it's fairly intuitive. You've got some already some experience on LinkedIn. And I do hope that this brief, quick review has been helpful to you. Again, we're going to be sending you some tips to keep on hand. And I do recommend highly that you go in and click on that link to that course, because it'll give you a deeper dive into what I have already explained to you. So I'm going to stop sharing now. And I guess if there are any questions, or if there's anything that was not clear to you, please go ahead and ask. Do we have anything, Tim?
Yeah, actually, if you want to just share the last slide. Thank you so much, Valerie. That was such a great workshop. I was busy editing my own LinkedIn as you're showing us what to do. We'll definitely be connecting with some other folks. So thank you so much for such a great workshop. And so now everybody else that's watching, that has been learning, now that you have a great LinkedIn workshop, next week we have a CV workshop with PME Montréal, Centreville, and they'll be showing us how to upgrade our resumes. So before we upload them to LinkedIn, we'll have great resumes as well. And that link is in the chat for you to go and register. It's next week, March 2nd, from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. And don't forget to go and register for a virtual talent matching event on March 10th. The link is in the chat as well. That one will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we hope to see all of you there. And again, thank you again, Valerie, for this great workshop. Your knowledge is invaluable. And thank you again also to our sponsors, the Canadian government, as well as the Secrétaire Relations avec des Anglophones Québécois. And yeah, that's it for us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
To add, Valerie?
Valerie?
No, nothing really. Again, I know I've said it twice before, but please do check out that course, because it will take you through, and you can see a bit more visually, you know, how to do the things that that I was talking about. But good luck, and thank you so much for having me. I'm very pleased to have been able to be here today.
Yes.
Valerie, someone wanted to ask you, do you think LinkedIn Premium is useful?
It actually can be. There are some features that give you more access to hiring managers. It gives you the ability to have a bit more insight into the job market. If you're looking for work right now, it can be very helpful. Also, with a premium account, you get access to LinkedIn Learning, which offers more than 16,000 courses for skill development. So, for example, if you're looking for a job and they're saying that they need you to know, let's say, Excel, you can go into LinkedIn Learning and learn Excel there. So once you've completed that course, you can upload the completion to your personal profile, and the hiring manager can see that you have learned how to do that. So it's you just it gives you sort of advanced searches and extra help as you're searching for a job.
Great. I have someone else who asked, how can I tailor my LinkedIn summary to my specific future career goals if I have a diverse background and work experience?
Well, this might be an area where okay, so how do you tailor your summary? If you've got I would start by saying, I have a diverse background of skills, and then link it all to what motivates you to do the work that you do. So how it has sort of how it's started to help you in developing your career path. And then you can also add a couple of lines about, the accomplishments, again, that you've had. But you want to tie all of that into a story about yourself. And if you've got diverse skills, and am I understanding this question correctly before I continue? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay. So tie all of your skills into what motivates you as a person and as an employee or as a prospective employee, by creating it, by tying it to the passions or the interests or the values that you have in your life, and then go from there. This is a difficult. The summary is a piece that really takes some time to flesh out. And I would, once you've got it developed and you start editing it, I would run it by colleagues or friends whom you respect, to have them have an eye on it as well and to help you. It's not something that you're going to be able to do in an afternoon, creating a good summary. As a matter of fact, it can take you a week or more to really get it right. But I definitely recommend that you spend the time, because this is your elevator pitch, if you want to think of it that way. This is the 3 minutes you have to tell somebody what you're about and all that you can do. So if you've got a lot of different things feeding into it, that's actually a good thing, and it makes you a very interesting person. So find a way to pull that together by lining it up with your values and your your motivators. I hope that's helpful. Anything else?
No, for me, I think no one asking question.
Okay.
They just want to say thank you so much for all your explanations.
You're so welcome. As I said, I'm very pleased to have been here. I hope this was helpful, and you certainly will have some tips and a link to follow up with.
Yes, and we'll also be sending you a survey. If you could please fill it out, we would appreciate that, just so we can know for future workshops what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, what we could change to make this better for you all. Again, thank you again for coming, and I hope you all have a great day.
Bye now.
Bye.